Hi and welcome to FilmSauce. I'm FilmSauce, and in this video we're looking at Home Alone, released in 1990. Written by John Hughes and directed by Chris Columbus, Home Alone shows the story of a child being home alone. So without further ado, let's dive into this Christmas classic. The movie starts off with one movie logo, Modern Cinema. Take notes. Then we are immediately pushed into a title card to remind you dementia-ridden people what movie you put on. And once we finally get to the film, we watch this huge-ass family in this huge-ass house, and a mess with people running around everywhere with a cop, who's definitely a cop, chilling in the house, you know. Now we get introduced to our star lead, Kevin! Who is told to go pack his suitcase. So Kevin kind of just waddles around asking for people to do it for him, and they dicks right back at him. So Kevin now waddles into Buzz's room where we meet Buzz, a tarantula, kid number 2, and old man Marley. An old man predicted to be the South Bend Shovel Slayer, a murderer who's into salt or something. Kevin's dad, or better known as the guy from the hit movie White Chicks, is now warned by the totally real police officer that there could be a robbing or two in the neighborhood, and White Chicks guy tells him the whole house security. Now the whole family is indulging in a beautiful American pizza dinner, but Buzz said that he actually enjoyed the other Home Alone films, enraging Kevin to beat him, getting milk all over the passports. Kevin's sentence? Attic. And before going upstairs, woman, said Jen Alpha funny.
My brother-in-law drove in from Ohio today.
Now Kevin rants on about how everyone in his family hates him, in which they all disappeared. Good wish. But now the whole family goes asleep and not a creature was stirring, not even a tree branch. Never mind. This tree branch incident knocks out all power, cancelling all alarm clocks, causing the family to be late. But alas, they managed to get to the airport and on the plane in time with all people accounted for and nothing forgotten. Oh shit. Well, like the namesake of the movie, Kevin is home alone. Truly but surely, Kevin notices something is up. He investigates around, seeing that his one true wish came true. Lucky he didn't wish for world domination. Once realizing this fact, he thinks of his family, and it reinforces his idea that they should have disappeared. They were dicks. And like a child, he parties, looks through people's stuff, and eats ice cream watching rubbish. Back on the plane, Kate, that's her name by the way, realizes they forgot Kev. Whoops. And while Kate wonders what type of mother she is, Kevin is having the time of his life. Now we see the robbers, Harry and Marv, in a van. They yap about how Kevin's house is the Silver Tuna and how it's very G. But they decide to break into the Silver Tuna while Kevin is snoozing. But very luckily, Kevin wakes up to see the bandits creeping outside. Kevin turns on all lights, scaring the bandits away, but he was frightened because, well, he's a kid. So he hid under a bed, but hey, that's what wimps do, and he's the man of the house. Being the man of the house, he goes outside yelling he's not afraid anymore. This stunt got serial killer Marley attention, scaring Kevin back under the bed. Kate called up the police in the meantime, who sent over an officer to check in on Kevin, whom is too afraid to answer the door, leading the officer to leave. Back in France, Kate decides to stay at the airport in case a seat opens up while the rest of the family chill at Paris. Haha, iconic scene. Day 2 of being alone, and Kevin already destroyed Buzz's room, freeing the tarantula. We catch up with Harry and Marv in the middle of robbing the house when they hear from the answer machine that the McAllister family is in Paris. The Silver Tuna is tonight. Kevin is in town, now getting a toothbrush. But he gets scared away by serial killer Marley, in turn shoplifting, causing a pretty fun police chase. Oh wait, no. Police officer gives up after 10 seconds. Back to Harry and Marv, who now not only robbed a house, but left the water running, flooding the house. A calling card for the wet bandits. Amidst an argument, Harry nearly ran over Kevin, flashing his golden tooth when he was apologizing. Totally. Kevin smartly came to the realization that he was the real cop from the start. They attempt to follow Kevin home, but he hides at church, avoiding the wet bandits. Amen. Later that night, when the wet bandits return to the Silver Tuna, there's a party going on, staged by Kevin, which once again is pretty smart in this situation. I would be hopeless. Anyway, haha, iconic scene. Kate managed to bribe her way onto a plane, by the way. That was a 10-second scene or so. Day 3 starts off with iconic scene and Tarantula. Today Kevin goes shopping, does the washing up, and getting over fears he is truly becoming the man of the house. Harry and Marv are still stalking the Silver Tuna, sending Marvin to investigate, where Kevin scares him away with the filthy animal videotape. Now back in USA, Kate is attempting to board another plane, where the man, the myth, the legend, John Candy, saves the day, allowing Kate to ride with them. Now Harry and Marv, still stalking the Silver Tuna, watch Kevin go outside and cut a tree, proving to the wet bandits that the filthy animal tape was a lie, and Harry figures out that he is home alone making a plan to attack at 9 o'clock. At night, Kevin goes and meets Santa. Well, a man that's dressed up as Santa, but he sends messages to Santa. Anyway, there he wishes for his family to come back, even Uncle Frank, painting a very sad picture of an orphan-looking Kevin. Walking around the street, Kevin watches families enjoy Christmas Eve and making him wish for his family back even more. He waddles his way into church where serial killer Marley sits next to him. Marley truly is a sweet old man who is feeling bad for himself for arguing with his son years ago and breaking their relationship. And Kevin connects with how he was always arguing with his family. Except it's getting to climax town. Now epic music kicks in and Kevin waddles home preparing the house for war and mac and cheese for dinner. The biggest problem with this movie is Kevin never actually got to eat his dinner before the wet bandits arrive. Once it hits 9, Kevin arms up and the wet bandits move in, starting everyone's favorite part of the movie. Now for 20 or so minutes, Kevin tortures these wet bandits halfway to death. Montage time? After the fun house is worn out, Kevin runs to the neighbor's flooded house, but the wet bandits finally outsmart Kevin, not following him but going around, finally capturing him. But once all hope is lost and Kevin's fingers are about to be gobbled up, Marley saves the day, knocking out the wet bandits with his serial killer shovel. The police finally show up and the wet bandits are arrested. Now Kevin falls asleep on Christmas Eve and wakes up on Christmas morning where his mother Kate has finally been dropped off by the Polka King and surprises Kevin, and all her hard work was basically pointless, with the rest of the family coming through a door a few seconds later, and old man Marley finally did get his relationship back with his son. And that is Home Alone, the highest grossing Christmas film of all time. Home Alone FilmSauce. How about you come here again sometime, where I'll make some more FilmSauce videos. Possibly subscribe. But now, go away. I want to sleep, so Santa doesn't give me a coal again for being past my bedtime.